Hey, hi, how you doing? I made a little change of pace out here. Today we're going to talk about seasons, and so I thought what better way than to be outside in my favorite season, and I might be getting blown around a little bit, but that's spring. But before we go there, I wanted to go back and see how you did with your sports writing memory. How did it go? Did you find a way to incorporate some of the activities that you've done together as a family? I'm very curious to see how you tied it in, if it was stuff you'd done together, if your favorite teams. Maybe did you watch a game together with your family or friends? Yesterday it was kind of interesting. It was the Kentucky Derby, and my mom was watching it, and it was kind of a little bit controversial yesterday. They made a call that they haven't typically or maybe ever made during a horse race and disqualified the winner. So it was fun to be there with my mom, and she was telling me about it, and then we were watching all the hats and just all the celebration that goes around that sporting event. So much fun. I hope you were able to connect with someone, to share that, and have some conversations, and maybe even, like I said, get a pickup game going of some sort. Hopefully there was some good times that were involved. And you know, another wonderful thing about doing and writing these memories is you get an opportunity to create some new ones too. And we'll talk about that a little bit more, but there's always the chance to say, hey, when I think about this, there's some other things that we could do together that will just kind of accentuate how much we love this particular team or this sport or whatever the memory might be. So today we're talking about seasons, and that's why I brought us outside, because spring's my favorite. You have 4 to choose from, so whatever is your favorite. I like them all for different reasons, but there is just something about spring that fills me with hope and just gets me going again. I kind of start to come alive again because it gets warmer. I can go outside. In the area I live in, we have 4 really distinct seasons, and so I miss being outdoors. And so when I can start coming out again without a coat, throw the flip-flops on, and just be out in this beautiful weather, I get really charged up. So love spring. And when I think about spring, I have some really specific memories to this time of year. So whatever season you choose to write about, figure out what it is and what kind of events or maybe activities or traditions that you do with your friends and family that you want to share and you want to write about, or why is it important to you. So for me, spring means, you know, the whole rebirth, the growing, things are popping up. You can see behind me, it's green. The leaves on my trees are starting to come, and it's amazing how, like, in 1 week, I just have trees again. So I just love this time of year. And for me, growing up on a farm, planting has always been a really big part of spring. And I have some great memories around that. And one I'm going to share with you, and I'll put a picture of this in here because it's just so much fun my mom and I have every year. So we plant acres of things, and my brother will get everything prepared, and he puts this planter behind his tractor, and he drives while my mom and I actually sit on this planter. Some days we call it our Disneyland ride, and we actually put plants, each one of us, every other one, plants into this planter, and it will put, like, the tomatoes and things like that into the ground for us. So we're not going around digging, because when you're doing obviously lots, you need a more mechanized way to do this. And so we get on the back of this planter, and trust me, we laugh and sing, and some of those plants are planted with not maybe the world's best words said, because if you miss one, there's a little cussing that might go on sometimes, but we have a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun together doing it. So while Kyle's driving, we're back there having a party. We're trying to, if you ever seen the I Love Lucy episode where she's putting all the chocolates, she and Ethel are trying to put the chocolates in the wrappers, sometimes that's what we feel like, because we're trying to get those plants into the right place on the planter so we don't miss one, or we're not dropping them or losing them or leaving empty spaces. And honestly, sometimes we get laughing so hard that it's we don't get a lot accomplished, and Kyle has to wonder, what in the world are you two doing back there? But I love that, and that's one of my favorite memories of spring. So we usually do it 2 or 3 different times, and every time it really is an adventure. Also, I just love going to pick out plants and get flowers, and watching my perennials come up, and the peonies. My mom has some peonies at her house that, I mean, honestly, she can't kill them. I can't grow them, and she can't kill those. My dad used to run over them with the lawnmower. I mean, that's how much care they got, and they still every year grow up, and they're beautiful. So there's just all that living, growing things. Plus, baby animals are always all around in the spring. On a farm, you have a lot of births. You might have kittens or calves. If you drive by and you can see lambs and just different things out in nature, that they're everywhere. This is the time of year when so many things are born. So I just love this part of spring. So those are a lot of my fun memories. When you think of spring, though, what about spring fever? Do you ever have any crazy wild adventure because you got that disease, that illness? Did you ever hit spring fever where you just like, I can't take it anymore, I gotta go do something, and it's 40 degrees outside and I'm in my flip-flops and I'm thinking I'm in the tropics, and I just go and do things that I maybe haven't done for lots of months? What about a spring fever memory? Do you have some crazy event you do just because, oh, I can't take it anymore, it's spring, I'm moving forward? Or spring cleaning. Can't say that I am really into the spring cleaning. I need to learn that from one of you. So do you have maybe a plan? Did your mom or your grandma put together this whole activity where you cleaned everything? It was spring cleaning time, and maybe you have some good memories about that. And again, teach me when we get done with this. I could learn some more about that. Or how about spring break? Lots of times spring break is a big deal, especially when you're in school, and there's lots of fun trips and vacations and activities that get planned for spring break. So there's a lot of different ways to think about spring if that's the season you choose. So find that season that you want to talk about, and whether it's the fall or whether it's summer or winter, whatever is your favorite, or whatever has your favorite memories, maybe that's even a better way. And let's write them down. Again, I want you to share this with somebody, and in some way that you haven't tried yet. That would be a great way to go forward and just see who else could I talk to and share with, and maybe this time you do drop a card in the mail or whatever, just to thank them and remind them of, hey, this fun adventure we had, I really, really loved it. I'll again include a sheet down at the bottom in the attachments of this lesson that will kind of give you an outline and help you to maybe work from that and get your mind going. A few quotes, a few fun things like that to get you thinking about it, and hopefully that'll be a useful tool. And then just remember, you're gathering. So I hope in all of these, make sure you keep a copy of all this stuff for yourself, because at the end of these 5 lessons or 5 topics, you're going to have your own little beginning of a memory book or a journal or whatever you choose to make it. So looking forward to it. Have a great time. And if you have the opportunity to go sit outside today, I say do it, because I just might hang out in this blue sky, green trees. It's beautiful weather today, and I love to listen to those birds. I'm kind of in heaven right now. Have a great time, and we'll talk to you soon. See you next time. Bye.